Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the SummerSlam post-show 2022 preview. Guys, I am super excited, and that's just the bottom line. It's the reality. I am over the moon. Hope you guys are too. Guys, this was an absolutely incredible SummerSlam. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope the audio is coming through good, the video and everything like that. Let me know if it isn't, because guys, we are about to absolutely just have a fantastic freaking time. What's up, Jerry Butler? What's up, Jazzy J? Can you guys hear me okay? Is the audio okay? Is the video okay? Let me know, because I'm super excited. I hope everything is nice and clear and crispy, beautiful, and just super perfect. Guys, let me know in the comments if everything is good. It's good here. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you for the confirmation. Guys, I am streaming this on 2 different channels at the same time. We are pushing the freaking envelope. I had technical difficulties earlier in the day on my Wrestle Fury channel. I was going to go live for this whole Super SummerSlam. I was going to do a live watch along, live reaction type of situation. And as luck would have it, I kept having a bunch of technical difficulties. Still managed to get a few videos up, a few updates for everyone to keep all the fans just informed of what was going on through the course of SummerSlam, the big things anyways. But now we managed to get those kinks out of the way, and everything seems to be a-okay. And I'm super excited, because this was argumentatively probably the best SummerSlam that we have had, maybe ever, but definitely in recent years. Guys, this was freaking incredible, and we're going to talk about it. Now, I'm going to ask you guys on my Off Tap Life channel, if you're watching this on my Off Tap Life channel, you can see the name on the banner there. It says Wrestle Fury. Please go over to my Wrestle Fury channel and subscribe, and I really would appreciate that. We need to get that channel built up, and that's where you will find all exclusive wrestling content. For you guys who are on my Wrestle Fury channel, my Off Tap Life channel, we do a little bit of everything. We keep it fresh. It's mainly reactions, though, to a lot of the popular music that you've probably grown up to love over the years. We do it all, though. It's supposed to be my Off Tap Life channel, about my Off Tap Life. So we do a little bit of everything on that channel. It's a little mix match. That's what it's supposed to be. But admittedly, we do a lot of music stuff, because I am an artist. I'm a singer. I'm a producer. I'm a musician. I used to be signed, and I still do music, and I love music. So I guess that's probably why we do a lot of music-related reaction videos on the channel, because I just love it. So that being said, though, you're here today to talk about SummerSlam, and some of you aren't here to talk about SummerSlam. You just want to hang out, which, welcome. Because I know a lot of my Off Tap Life family love the live streams. I've been promising you guys. I said we're going to get back to doing the live streams. The live stream will be coming again soon. And as promised, here it is. SummerSlam 2022 started out with a bang, not a whimper. It was absolutely incredible. And it started out, before we get to the big things that you may or may not have heard have happened in this WrestleMania, not WrestleMania, actually it was probably bigger than WrestleMania, but in the SummerSlam, the things you may have heard with Brock Lesnar, and just the carnage, the ring getting destroyed, the freaking holy crap moments of him jumping off a tractor. I mean, there was so much. So let's get into this. Let's start from the beginning, though, and kind of work our way down. That way we don't miss anything. Now, for you guys who are not wrestling fans, let me tell you, in the year, there's 2 shows that are the biggest wrestling shows in WWE. They're the 2 biggest shows. One's WrestleMania, the other is SummerSlam. Okay, one happens around the end of March and the beginning of April, and this one happens right now, which is SummerSlam. So if you're above the equator, it's summer. I'm from the States, but I'm living in Australia at the moment. So right here where I'm at, it is actually winter, but you wouldn't know it because the freaking weather in the state where I'm living during the day feels pretty summer-like. And so you just wouldn't know, but I digress. Let's talk wrestling. Okay, the first match we had, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch for the WWE Raw Women's Championship was an absolute banger. This was probably one of their best matches together, arguably, but again, they always perform well together. But the thing that I liked best about this match was a show of sportsmanship, because when was all said and done, and in case you were wondering, Becky took the L, but she took it with a high level of just professionalism, and she showed Bianca respect finally, which is something we hadn't seen. She has not shown Bianca any respect, but she finally showed Bianca the respect that she deserved. She reached her hand out and they shook hands, and it was absolutely beautiful to see. And then as you see Bianca there in the ring, and then you see, freaking Becky leaving the ring, you think, oh, okay, that was good. It's a beautiful moment. I guess we're going to move on to the next thing. But before that could happen, guess who returned to WWE? It was Bayley. Bayley returns. Bayley comes down the ring. Her music hits. She looks absolutely great, guys. She's like looking well rested, and so she should. She's been off TV for quite a while now. So she's come down, and she was allegedly is all about an injury and stuff, guys. So she looks recovered. She looks fantastic. She comes down the ring. And we're already excited, right? We're already like, this is awesome. Bayley's back. We've been wanting Bayley back for a minute. She's a great freaking just wrestler. Super awesome. Great person, right? We love Bayley. Everyone loves Bayley. Even when she became evil Bayley, she was no longer happy-go-lucky Bayley. She is just an awesome person, to have back on WWE. She is really, really, really that dope. So everyone's excited. We thought, bravo, yes, finally Bayley's back. But just when you thought that was it, freaking, I'm guessing Triple H, now that he's head of creative, was like, I'm going to do whatever I can to get a few freaking pops and stamp my mark on this show and let everyone know that there's a new sheriff in town, because Dakota Kai, then she comes down the ring. Guys, Dakota Kai, we all thought she was gone from WWE and would never see her again, because that was what seemed to have happened. She left. Let's be clear about it. She didn't leave on her own accord. She was basically part of budget cuts and that kind of thing. And next thing you know, Dakota Kai. And when she was gone for the budget cuts, I was shocked, because Dakota Kai's dope. And she freaking showed and proved herself in NXT. There was like these black matches here and there, like these moments here and there where it looked like she was going to be called up to the main roster. It didn't happen. So I'm thinking maybe Vince and, the Vince regime at the time didn't see anything in her, didn't want to give her the chance, gave her the boot. I thought that was insane, because I thought Dakota Kai was freaking dope as hell. But anyways, Trip is back. Triple H, creative head, freaking's like, get Dakota Kai back. And Dakota Kai came back, and it was so great to see. So she's standing there with Bayley, right? They're there. They're down the ring. They've come down the freaking entrance, down the ramp. They're there standing together. Just when you thought that was it, oh, no. We're not opening freaking SummerSlam without going as big as we can. So next thing you see is Io Shirai coming down the ring. Apparently they've changed her name. It's now Io Sky or something like that. That's what I've heard. It's a rumor thing. I don't know, but I think that's what's happened on WWE.com. They've changed her name or something. So Io Sky, aka Io Shirai, comes down the freaking ring. And oh my gosh, again, this is one of those another rumored she is gone. Gonskis want to go back to Japan. Nihonjin minasama, genki desu ka? Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. I speak fluent Japanese, by the way, guys, just in case you're wondering. I used to live in Japan. I went to high school in Japan. Japan's an awesome place. Story for another day, in case you don't know. But my point is, she wanted to go back to Japan, which is a very beautiful place. I can understand that. I want to go back to Japan. I freaking should have never left. But she is not back in Japan. She is freaking back in WWE. So the three of them together freaking come up, enter the ring, and they face off at Bianca. Bianca's looking like she's got her hands full and she's about to get beat down. But before that happens, Becky comes back. Becky gets in the ring side by side with Bianca, and boom. That was beautiful. That just freaking made it that much more awesome. This moment. The WWE freaking delivered right off the bat with SummerSlam, courtesy, I would say, of Triple H. Because, again, he was the head of NXT's creative at one stage, and those are his peeps, man. Freaking, this is like a Triple H reunion, man, right? I'm saying? So this is super awesome to see. And this right here is fantastic because that means the women's division is now getting some much needed freaking new energy, new life. We've got a new faction. It looks like that's going to happen. I can't wait to tune in to WWE Raw and SmackDown this week to see how this all plays out. Because right now, guys, it's looking like we've got another faction, potential new tag teams, freaking all kinds of new stuff going on. And that's just right now. We've just started this SummerSlam, and it's already looking like absolute freaking just madness, right? It's incredible. Your mind, when I was watching this, and I was like, man, if this is how it started, I freaking don't know what's going to happen moving forward in the rest of this show because it's already gotten off to just the most grandest start ever. Like three returns in one hit, guys, basically. That's what it was like. It was like three basic, actually, matter of fact, let's get one major return, one unexpected return, and two call-ups to the main roster all in one hit. Like freaking hell. Like that was awesome. That was freaking awesome. So the expectation now throughout the rest of the show is like, well, if they can come back, who else could come back, right? That's what I was thinking. So we moved on. We had Logan Paul and The Miz. I think that was the next match in a row here. Let me just check my notes here and make sure that is the case. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, so The Miz, he came out with his wife and Ciampa, and then Logan Paul came out. Dope entrance. Logan Paul's entrance, the music, everything was perfect. He was eating it up. This is his first SummerSlam, right? Now, he's had the big WrestleMania moment. Now he's got his big SummerSlam moment. He's coming down the ring. And guys, I want to explain to you how this match felt because this felt like a scene from freaking Rocky. This is how it felt, right? He comes down the ring. People are kind of, he managed to still get a decent pop coming down the ring, like all things considered. But it was kind of one of those situations where if you haven't been following along, he's been having a little bit of a challenge kind of getting over as a baby face, right? Because a lot of people, when you think Logan Paul, a lot of people think of him as a bit of a heel, especially if you have not been following him along and seeing him progress, because he's actually has done so many awesome things in his life where you can't possibly really think of him as the same dude who did a lot of heelish things back in the day. Like he's actually legit freaking just doing awesome things. He's a big mover and shaker. He's got my respect. Like if you've been following him, the things he's done, most people dream about. And that takes a lot of hard work, commitment. And, he's basically, if you were to use a word like reform to describe from that moment where, the whole Japanese Forest thing, yada, yada, yada. We won't go into detail on that, but if you know, most people know. But if you were to actually just take a moment and watch his progression, he has accomplished many a great thing, and he's completely shedded that old freaking heel freaking persona to me. He's got the allegedly, according to him, #1 podcast in the world. Joe Rogan, I'm sure, wouldn't agree with him. I have a podcast, but I'm going to call it the #3 podcast just to keep those two happy. Plus, I need to do another podcast. I haven't done one in a while, so we need to get back into a flow with that kind of thing. But here's the thing. He fought Floyd Mayweather, okay? Now, that by itself, that's a pretty big thing. He fought Floyd May freaking Weather, okay? He's got his NFT freaking business thing going on. He did 99 originals. He has done freaking getting signed to WWE by itself is just huge. I mean, look, the guy is freaking making moves, and you got to respect him for that. So he goes into this match, and I felt like it was like a Rocky moment because the crowd wasn't 100% for him, right? He goes in, and it's like those moments where it's like, well, who do you think the audience will hate more, The Miz or freaking Logan? Because it's WWE, you would think that Miz still might be a little bit more loved to the newbie who's come on the block. But this was fantastic. Logan absolutely did yet again impress. And if you watch WrestleMania, he freaking went off, and he was like just super dope with only having had just a couple days of training. Now he's had more time to put into it, and he looked fantastic. I'm going to tell you right now, Logan is the real deal. He's a natural, and he has a wrestling background for you guys who don't know. So he absolutely belongs in the WWE. He was made for the WWE. Like, he just has the goods. One high point was him doing a frog splash off the top of the ring onto the announce table, freaking taking the Miz out. Like that was freaking bravo. He freaking used a phenomenal forearm, AJ's move on the Miz, and he finished Miz off with Miz's own move. He freaking hit him with a bone-crushing finale and got the win. Okay? It was fantastic. It was a great, just absolutely fantastic showing by Logan, and hands up, I'm freaking proud of Logan. Freaking definitely making all us YouTubers look good. So bravo. So yes, Logan Paul got the W. All right, let's move on. This is so far, like I said, if we were scoring this freaking, I think we're at a freaking perfect 5 out of 5 so far with the whole SummerSlam. And that's just 2 matches in. Next thing, you've got Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory for the United States Championship. This one surprised me because I thought that WWE, let me tell you, I thought during Vince, if Vince was still in charge, I thought that freaking Theory was going to beat Bobby, get the U.S. Championship, and then end up somehow getting the freaking belts off of freaking Roman Reigns or Brock, whoever was going to win the match at that time. When I was thinking, I was like, this guy's going to be the undisputed United States freaking Universal WWE champion, freaking some crazy thing thinks to Vince. It's going to be insane. But that didn't happen. Freaking Brock won. I mean, not Brock. Why I got Brock in my mind, probably because Brock was so awesome in this whole thing. But Bobby won. He did his freaking whole hurt lock on him. And of course, when you get the hurt lock on you, you're just tapping, bro. You're tapping. There's nothing for you except to tap out. And he tapped out. And luckily, Bobby is still the U.S. champion, which I like. I'm happy about that. So after that, the next matchup, yes, the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley, she's back. She showed herself at the Rey Mysterio 20th anniversary on Raw, And I think she's now cleared because she was back again today. So either that or she's just, well, I guess we'll find out on Monday. If she wrestles on Monday, we should know. But Judgment Day came down. The Mysterios freaking came down. They looked like they were wearing a McDonald's freaking outfit. It's all just red and yellow. Freaking looked like a Happy Meal walking down the freaking ramp there. But they freaking absolutely did what they do. There was some highs, there's some lows. Hey, yada, yada, yada. But the long story short, DQ finish, one of those type of situations. And you're probably wondering why? What happened? What could have possibly happened to cause that? I'm wondering if you're wondering. I'm actually I'm going to tell you guys something that I absolutely loved about this match, which it's kind of annoying a little bit, Incy bit, because we all knew Edge was coming back, right? We all knew Edge was coming back. The annoying part is that when the freaking Edge music hit and you saw the flames and stuff coming, and it was obvious, if you know the Brood, it was definitely the Brood music mixed in there and stuff. But with the flames and everything, you couldn't help but hope that the Fiend was coming to freaking, basically make his return and destroy everybody. Like, all I could think about was the Fiend, right? That was the whole thing going on in my mind. Fiend, come on, Fiend. But that wasn't the case. It was indeed Edge. Edge looked badass. He actually, if you looked at his jacket, it had like flame smoke marks. Like, it looked like he had come from hell. It was actually quite like cool. They had attention to detail galore for his whole outfit, his whole getup. He comes back. Obviously, you already know freaking Edge is just going to freaking lose his mind. He freaking just absolutely just did his thing. And he freaking got a little bit of justice back against the freaking Judgment Day. Of course, like, he speared everybody. He was like, hey, you get a spear, you get a spear, you get a spear. He just came out spearing, and his spears looked super clean. He did the dope spear where he actually speared and then rolled out of the spear and kind of like with the momentum of the spear and stood up, as opposed to kind of just spearing and then being, kind of down the ground. Like, it looked really cool. Like, and they were awesome spears, man, right? And so then, at the end there, he set it up. He speared the dude's freaking, what's his name, ended up on the ropes. And freaking, the Mysterios did a double 619. Poof. And yeah. So anyways, Edge is back. And it looks like they're going to be pushing the Brood character a bit. Kind of more of a Brood character. It wasn't rated R superstar unless they're going to kind of infuse that with the Brood, like a half Brood, half rated R superstar thing. I don't know. But it was freaking absolutely epic to see Edge back. Just in general, Edge is Edge, right? We all love Edge. So I was excited. I'm freaking like, Edge, yes. But we already kind of knew he was coming back anyways. So the mystery's been solved with those cryptic trailers that's been going, which everyone had figured out it was probably Edge. But I was hoping, like a lot of you guys, that the Fiend was going to join him, that the Fiend was going to come to, or something, Fiend. I think if Triple H really wants to freaking send everyone wild, he gets the Fiend back. Like, get the Fiend back, bro. You get the Fiend back, and I promise you, freaking every WWE fan, no matter whatever you do after that, you will do no wrong in our eyes, because seriously, we want the Fiend back. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. By the way, I didn't say. Did I say that was a DQ finish or something? Because I'm actually a little bit confused. Because I'm pretty sure after they did the double 619, then they pinned him and they won. So I don't know, guys. It was a long show and a lot happened. And I was like recording little snippets and video parts along the way and stuff. So I probably ain't retained. I've filmed how many videos since. I even did a video on freaking the fight being canceled with Jake Paul and Raheem freaking Jr. That fight, Hassim Ramen dude, whatever, being canceled. That fight being canceled. Watch that video. It's on my Off Tap Fights channel. Just check it out. It's crazy that it's not even freaking Jake's fault that it was canceled. But that happened during all of this stuff that was going on. That came through my notifications. I'm like, crap, man, I got to freaking do that video too and still keep up with what's going on with SummerSlam, right? It was just a lot going on. So if some of my facts are a little bit screwed, like just don't worry about it. It happens sometimes when you got a lot going on in your brain hole. And yeah, so I'm not 100%, and I didn't keep the best notes. That's on me. That's my fault. I probably could have kept a little better notes, but I do remember them doing the 619 thing, and I'm sure they pinned them. They got the win. I don't know why I think it was DQ'd. I think it's DQ when Edge came down the ring, and did they DQ it because of that? Or I don't know. Anyways, Corbin, Pat McAfee next. Pat McAfee, just give him a contract, right? Get him off the announce table. This dude is freaking brilliant. Like every time we watch him, he's brilliant. He's like an athlete, ex-NFL, freaking mega awesome, talented, just super, super cool, chill dude as well. On top of that, freaking awesome. By the way, let me just check and make sure. I haven't looked at the comments because I've been deep in my conversation with all you guys. Let me just welcome anyone else in here. What's up, Nicole? What's up, JMC? What's up to you as well? And Victor, what's up to you, Victor? What's up, Blue Boy? Did I miss anybody else? If I've missed anyone, I apologize, guys. I've just been kind of in my own zone. What's up, Donna Leah? I apologize, guys. I literally just been talking and forgot all about checking in with you guys in the comments just to see how you guys are doing. I see Jerry said he went to WrestleMania 3. Dude, that is dope. Holy crap, that would have been awesome. That is awesome, man. All right, guys. So I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the stream and everyone watching in the background. Welcome to you guys, anyone who's in the comments and everyone. The Mysterios and Judgment Day match was a no DQ match. So yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, JMC. Yeah, I thought so. And yeah, but then I remembered them doing the double 619, and so thanks for clarifying that. That is freaking awesome. See, there you go. I just freaking look here and I'll freaking get the answers. By the way, guys, so for you guys who don't know, again, this is the first time, I think this might be the first time that I've double live streamed across 2 channels at the same time on YouTube here. And I think it's a really good thing to do that, because especially considering that my Wrestle Fury channel is still pretty new, right? So we're still building that channel up, and I would have been live streaming over there. A lot of you guys who would normally watch and support a live stream wouldn't have known about it probably, and I would have been all alone. So this is working out pretty well. I like this. There is a way that I could have live streamed across a few channels, and maybe in the future I will attempt that. I will attempt to do like a live stream across a few channels, maybe even Facebook at the same time. I don't know. IG. The possibilities are endless thanks to this awesome piece of software that I'm using today. So if you guys enjoy the flexibility, if you guys are enjoying the ability to do your comments, the other cool thing is I can put your comments on the screen here and stuff like that. Look at that. Now, a lot of you guys are OGs of the live streams. You guys have seen me use this type of software before, and it's been fantastic. So I'm really pushing it to the next level moving forward, because I do want to get back into regular live streams. When I say regular, like I would love to be able to commit to a live stream every other day or something like that even, guys. I don't know, but I definitely want to get back into pushing the live streams. So I do think that when I do a live stream on multiple channels, though, I'm pretty sure on I can only keep this content up on one channel. I think I will have to delete it off of the other channels, probably. I'm not sure, because you can't have duplicate content or something. So I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not sure if you can have the same live stream if you stream on multiples of your channel. Can you only choose one channel to have your content up, or would that go against YouTube's terms and conditions? Because you can't have, guys, you can't, just in case you guys are wondering, you can't have like the same exact video uploaded to multiple YouTube channels. You've got to change it up and stuff. So I don't know if that also goes with live streams. So I'm telling you this in case you decide you want to go and watch this video later because you've got to go, or you're just checking in, or you come in later and you're like, oh, I want to watch that. I think I may have to only be able to keep this up on one channel. If that's the case, because this is a wrestling related channel, I should probably keep it up on my Wrestle Fury channel, and then I can direct you guys there to watch it later. But I guess maybe also what I might do is just see which one had views, or the most views, and then that channel that had the most views on it wins. Because if it doesn't have any views, it won't get pushed by freaking YouTube's algorithm, after the fact. So maybe that's how I'll choose. Whichever videos seem to have the most people on it that watched it, that's the channel that gets to keep the video up, maybe. I don't know. Because it won't do any good if it's just sitting somewhere where no one's going to see it and no one cares. But I don't know. We'll figure all that out later. Let's continue talking about SummerSlam, guys. So the Corbin Pat McAfee match, Pat again just freaking did some really cool freaking moves, like stuff that you would think, geez, that guy just do that. One move he did, he jumped off the freaking corner of the ring and he jumped and did a flip, some suicide flip move. I don't even know the name of the move, but he basically had no hands. He kind of jumped off, he tucked his head and did a flip, and he landed against Corbin, right? And it looked like before he got up and did the move, he was like struggling to keep his balance on the ropes, and that looked very dangerous. Like that looked like freaking hell, man. He was going to fall off there, but he managed to pull the move, and it looked like if he hadn't elevated enough that he would have just smashed his head into the freaking pavement there, the concrete, the ring area, the floor there. So it was a crazy spot. He pulled it off, but it looked super dangerous, man. Needless to say, man, that was a freaking just absolutely great showing by Pat again. Like I said, he won. He got the freaking pinfall win, and it was another freaking absolutely cool match. Okay, we had the Usos and the Street Profits for the undisputed tag team championships. And the guest referee was Jeff Jarrett, which I never understood why, of all the guest referees you could have, why Jeff Jarrett? I guess it's just, let's just pick someone from, back in the day, show him some love. I don't know why it was Jeff Jarrett, but it was Jeff Jarrett. And it was cool seeing Jeff. We all like Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's a legend, so we like Jeff Jarrett. But the absolute freaking Street Profit and Uso match lived up to expectations. It was a great match, obviously. These guys always throw it down each and every time they're in the ring together. And I absolutely freaking thought so many times it looked like the Street Profits were going to get the W. Like, I believed it. They sold it so well. Dude, I was like, oh my gosh, they got it. They're gonna, and they didn't. So, long story short, the Usos won, and they've done so many matches together, so I'm not gonna go into great detail about that, but they got the W, long story short. And And it was great. It was good. Like so far, the whole show, by the way, guys, was freaking flawless. Like I said, this was a fantastic freaking match. Okay. Um, I at some stage, it might have been after this match, so I'm gonna say it now. You had Riddle suddenly appear in the ring. Just Riddle was there. It was like, oh, it's Riddle. And you know, Riddle had a kayfabe injury. That's what they're saying. It wasn't a real injury from when he got his head stomped on Raw, or was it SmackDown or Raw? Was it SmackDown or Raw? Which one did it happen on? Freaking hell. SmackDown. Raw. It happened on one of the shows. Freaking hell, guys. Sorry, man. Freaking, it's been a long week. Anyways, his head, he got head stomped in freaking the kayfabe injury of it all. His match was pulled against Seth, which everyone thought that would be an awesome match. Like, that's a cool match. We would love to see it. Anyways, apparently, allegedly, that's going to happen at the whole show over in the UK or something like that, allegedly. So, anyways, he's in the ring, and then he calls out freaking Seth. Now, if you're injured and you're not 100%, the last thing you should do is call out anybody. But he called out Seth. Seth is getting ready to come down the ring, and then all the officials are like there, like attempting to hold him back and keep him from coming and all that, you know, that whole thing. But then freaking Seth's like, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna come. And then he just jets down the ring and he freaking hops in the ring. And of course, freaking Riddle is the one who ended up freaking all hurt and destroyed. Of course, that was going to happen. You're not 100%. Don't call out Seth freaking Rollins. That's just like dumb. Anyways, that happened. And then Seth freaking left. I was surprised. I thought we would have got some sort of match, last second match with Seth. So I was like, well, if this segment's happened like this, there's probably not going to be an apps, like just a specific Seth match now, which I was hoping like surely somebody they could have got to, you know, lock horns with Seth. I was hoping it'd be the Fiend again. I was hoping it's the Fiend, but that wasn't the case. I was hoping maybe a surprise or Randy Orton return or something, or freaking something, but we got nothing. So I guess potentially, you know, historically speaking, the Raw after huge pay-per-views like WrestleMania and SummerSlam, they do tend to have a surprise or two. So maybe we'll get something cool on Raw. So well, I'll keep you locked and loaded. I'll let you know. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Wrestle Fury channel, guys. Please subscribe to the Wrestle Fury channel because I really want to push the wrestling content, because even though I do a little bit of everything on my main channel, the YouTube algorithm kind of likes it when you niche stuff. And if I niche it well enough, hopefully, in theory, the Wrestle channel will be able to grow and stand on its own 2 feet. That's what I'm hoping, anyways. So please go over there and subscribe. It'll really help out, and you know, give some of those videos a thumbs up and a comment or whatever. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's move on. We had Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. Guys, this match is controversial. The ending is controversial. So many people automatically thought that Ronda was going to get the W. I thought she was going to get the W too. But guess what? She did not get the W, and it ended in the most controversial way. Before I get to that, this whole match was really good. This was a great match. Like, they freaking absolutely brought it. It looked great. Lots of cool spots. It was a fantastic match. With that being said, though, let me tell you right now that this was freaking a cool like way to finish the match, because that way Ronda doesn't lose clean. Like, you got to protect Ronda, right? It's Ronda freaking Rousey. You can't have her getting clean pinned by Liv. Like, that's just, you can't have that happen, right? So this is what happens. Liv manages to somehow roll up Ronda a manner where Ronda's shoulders are on the mat. During that whole time, though, Ronda has had freaking Liv in the freaking armbar thing, you know, like, or like she had her freaking in a submission hold thing, right? So, anyways, she had her in the submission hold thing, and the ref didn't see that when the ref was counting 1, 2, 3, because Ronda's shoulders were on the mat, so he's going for the 1, 2, 3. Freaking before he hit the 3 count, Liv was tapping out, bro. She was tapping out. So she tapped out before the 3 count happened, which means Ronda Rousey absolutely won the match. Okay? WWE has this thing, though, where the ref's decision is final, regardless. Even if it's wrong. They don't do like in football or something where they'll go and watch the instant replay and be like, okay, upon watching the instant replay, we've come to the conclusion that blah, blah, blah. They don't do that. Referee's decision's final, and then they just move on. So, with that being said, freaking Ronda Rousey, she was screwed out of the win, which is great because that means it sets up another element to the story between them. And I'm cool with seeing them fight some more because this has been awesome. And it gives Liv a chance to grow, right? Because you got to remember, in this whole process is Liv getting the opportunity to shine and to become a bit of a name. A lot of us fans have been waiting for a long time to see Liv be able to reach that freaking pinnacle point, right? We've been waiting. We've been wanting it. We've been hoping that this would become a thing. And finally, she's got her moment. So, you know, they're letting this all freaking play out, which is fantastic. And that's great storytelling. And now we're excited to see them go at it again at the next pay-per-view, probably, or tomorrow night. No, Friday night on SmackDown. So, anyways, that was controversial. That's going to cause a lot of freaking people to lose their mind, but that happened. And Liv is still the champion, kind of, sort of. Technically, yes, but not really, because she really did tap out before the count. But super awesome match. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the main event. This pay-per-view went for like 4 hours, but it didn't feel like it. It felt like it went really fast because it was just really laid out well. Like everything just kind of happened in a timely manner, and it was really good. Like it just had a good flow to it. Everything felt great. Again, this is the Triple H era now of being head of creative, and you could tell something was different. I felt it felt really different. And this is, you got to remember, this is already a pay-per-view that was in the works. So Triple H kind of had his hands full as to what he could do because it had already been planned, right? This is a planned SummerSlam. He came in after the fact. So it was cool to see that he was able to still create some really obvious improvements to this whole SummerSlam event that I believe would not have happened if Triple H was not in charge. That's the facts. I believe that. It's definitely Dakota Kai wouldn't have been there. That is a fact. Freaking, I bet EO wouldn't have been freaking back either. I bet you, but we'll never know. And good. We don't need to know. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, the Usos, they're a force to be reckoned with. Brock Lesnar, one man, wrecking crew. The Beast. Freaking love Brock Lesnar so much. So this match, it starts out with Brock coming down, his music. He's got his iconic look with his shorts, the iconic Brock Lesnar UFC badass look, his gloves and everything. So you're like, oh, cool, we're getting freaking that Brock. Okay, he's coming. Because lately, every time we see Brock throwing down, he's got his cowboy country look, right? So we hadn't seen lately the UFC badass UFC fighter look, the real fighter look, right? He's been the country boy cowboy look, dude. Anyways, he's coming down, you know, does the Brock things, and suddenly he heads over into a freaking tractor. There's a tractor over there, bro. A tractor. And he hops over in this tractor thing. He freaking starts driving the tractor towards the ring. And it has one of those freaking shovel things on the front that lifts up and everything like that. So he freaking lifts the tractor, the shovel thing up like that by the ring. He climbs up the freaking front of the tractor, gets in the shovel thing, and he's just standing on the top of the shovel. That by itself was already super cool. I was already like, man, that is freaking dope, man. Hell yeah. This is freaking awesome, right? Just when you thought it couldn't get any cooler, he jumps off the freaking tractor, off the shovel thing. He jumps off of it and freaking just dives onto freaking Roman from that freaking shovel thing. I was like, what? When have you ever seen freaking Brock Lesnar jump off of when have you seen anybody jump off a shovel, first of all? But Brock ain't like one of those big jumping, I'm going to jump off of stuff kind of person, right? He doesn't need to. He freaking comes in there, scares you half to death, F5s you, and maybe take you to Suplex City and then have a nice day. I'm on my way. He's jumping out of freaking tractors, right? So this is already epic. We're already like on the edge of our seat. They're going back and forth. This definitely does feel like a last standing match. This felt like this is the match. This is the one. This is it. And there was so many points where you actually thought, again, it was one of those situations where you thought, hey, freaking Brock might actually walk out with the titles. And then they'll probably do that intentionally because a lot of people are like, oh, why did you give Brock the freaking titles? And people complaining. And then they're going to let freaking, what's his name? A-Town freaking Theory come down and get his cash in his money in the bank suitcase. And that's what a lot of people thought was going to happen. If Brock ended up with the thing, it would be short-lived. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case because freaking hell, just when you thought it couldn't get any more exciting, next thing we find Brock back in the tractor. He's pushing the ring, guys. He's pushing the ring with the trailer. The ring is moving. Okay, like the wrestling ring is moving. Okay, that by itself is pretty freaking dope. Okay, let's enjoy that moment to see the ring move to something we've never seen. Never seen a tractor pushing the ring. That by itself was cool. He started lifting the ring up, bro. He's lifting the ring up. But before that happened, there's also a point where he put Roman in the freaking shovel thingy and dumped Roman into the ring off of the thing. So that happened as well. Okay, but anyways, he's lifting the ring up. The ring is getting lifted up with the shovel thing. The ring is now destroyed. It looks like freaking a scene from a Marvel movie now. It's gone freaking like just crazy now. The ring is all destroyed. It's like some just madness, right? And it's like holy crap. And when he's lifting it up, Roman is on the top, like kind of this side of the ring near to where the tractor is. And as he lifts it up, Roman just is rolling down the freaking ring, right? He's like just starts falling down to the other part of the ring. Visually, you're like, holy crap, this is happening? This is like the most epic thing I've ever seen in wrestling. No one's done this before. This is incredible, right? Now, this is, again, something I don't think would have happened if it wasn't for Triple H being in charge. This is new creativity at its finest, right? This is next level stuff. So when you see this happen, you're like, first of all, you're attempting to compute what's going on because we ain't seen this. We ain't seen this happen in wrestling. This is like, what the hell is going on here, bro? So then there's this point where basically Brock is being the beast. He's left carnage. He took the Usos try to attack him. And you know, because of course they're going to fight dirty. You have to. You guys got to remember, this was anything goes type of match. It had to also end in a way where you can't say that Roman clean, clean, finished off Brock in a clean manner, because you got to protect Brock, right? He's Brock. You can't have him lose that way. You can't go out that way. So, anyways, freaking the Usos did this crazy freaking just double kick. And this is after the fact, because Brock, before that happened, Brock, the Usos tried to attack him, and Brock just suplexed both of those dudes out the way. He freaking got them out of the situation and all that kind of stuff. There's this part where, though, that when the Usos did their double kick thing on Brock, it was such good timing and the angle of the camera, the way they showed it. And it was like it was so intense, and it was like, whoa, that was crazy. Other high point is that Brock suplexed freaking, was it a suplex, or was it more of just kind of a toss? Anyways, he ended up, what was it? He didn't F5 him, or did he toss him? I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it's kind of like a toss kind of thing. But long story short, Heyman ended up through the announce table. He finally got some justice on Heyman for betraying him, which was well deserved. Heyman needed that to happen, because Heyman freaking did Brock dirty, as you guys know. It's just messed up. You just messed up. He deserved that. So, anyways, next thing that happens, after all this stuff's going on back and forth, like we've said all the high points, basically, all the major things, right? What you need to know is that finally Brock is on the ground there, and they're piling everything on top of him. Like, they're piling freaking the broken down announce table. They've grabbed the stairs. They've grabbed everything they could, and to pile on top of Brock while he's laying there. And then freaking Roman climbs up on top of this pile of broken stuff and all this stuff, and Brock gets count out. So he doesn't get pinned. He loses by a count out, basically. And freaking Roman retained. It took all of them and all this. Oh, and there's a point also where freaking Theory came down and attempt to cash in as well. That happened. And yeah, Brock just freaking took him out the conversation very quick, like. But so a failed cash-in attempt, basically, almost, because it didn't ring the bell and make it official. But he didn't. It was a failed attempt, but it wasn't an official, like, ring the bell, here we go, he's cashing his thing. So he still is the Money in the Bank holder still. But yeah, okay, so all this has happened, and then again, me looking at the clock, because at that time, I'm looking at the clock, and if you're on the East Coast of the USA, it was like 11:40 or something like that, 11:40 p.m. In Australia, it was like 1:40 p.m. And if you're in California, that meant it would have been about, let's see, 11. So it would have been like 8:40 p.m. So the reason that's important, because usually the pay-per-view would have ended in like 4 hours, right? So you're thinking, like, I'm always thinking, okay, the high point, there's going to be something else happen, like right before the pay-per-view, the last 10 minutes of the pay-per-view within that 4-hour period, right? So I'm thinking, okay, something else is going to happen. Definitely something else is going to happen, right? And to my surprise, nothing else happened. It actually literally ended. But I was hoping the Fiend was going to show up. You guys know, again, it was like, this is the last chance. The Fiend's going to come at the end. His music's going to hit. And then Roman's going to be like, crap. And then the Fiend's going to be there. And he's going to be laughing or something. And then suddenly disappear. And then it's going to be like, oh, crap. The Fiend's back. That was my last hope. It didn't happen. So, but guys, this was a fantastic pay-per-view. I would say this was like definitely one of the best SummerSlams that I've seen, that I've even freaking like in a very long time. Like, it was so good, guys. Like, this was a really good pay-per-view. And I gotta tell you guys, like, what's up, Elijah? Elijah goes, do you think Ronda Rousey turned bad? Because I'm confused if she's bad or good at this point. Elijah, good question. I hope you're still in the stream. If you're still there, let me know. I wish I would have seen that earlier. I would have been gone ahead and answered. So yeah, if you guys got any comments or questions or anything, go ahead and hit it up in there and let's talk about it. Elijah, look, I think personally that Ronda has been wanting to go heel for a while. I think this is something that WWE under the Vince regime didn't want to let happen, but I think that definitely under Trips, maybe he's recognized that, you know, it's the best thing is to let her go ahead and be a heel. Or also, I think that it could be possible that she's finally just been like, look, guys, I need to be a heel, because the audience right now is also kind of more, I guess, leaning towards if she was a heel, would be a better thing at this stage, you know, I think personally. So I don't think it was accidental. I think that this was, oh, cool, great. Glad you're still there, Elijah. Yeah, I think personally that this was Ronda being pissed off and angry, and they probably, what they did was they probably would gauge to see how the audience responded to her, how she lashed out. And I think they'll have a meeting about it. I think they'll probably see like what was the crowd reaction like if she's gone healed. Like, did it create a big pop? Did people, you know, did it work? And if so, on Monday or Friday next week or whatever, we'll find out. Like, if they continue with that heel persona, then we'll know that, oh yeah, they actually decided, look, this is good for business. The audience loved it. Yeah, let's go ahead. But they can play it either way right now, right? Because she could just come back on Friday and be like, oh, sorry, guys, I was pissed off. I apologize. I shouldn't have let my, you know, feelings get the best of me, my emotions. But as you can see, I was screwed. And they can play that, right? Either way they want. They can take it to just being a face that was really just pissed off and lost it in the heat of the moment. Or they could play it like, not, she's gone to the dark side. That was the final straw. She's freaking lost her championship, and now she's getting screwed out of her win. And now I've gone to the dark side. Because but you know, I know she wanted to be, you know, a heel. So you said, well, the reason, I'm gonna put your comment up there on the screen. Well, the reason why I say that, because after she attacked Liv Morgan, she attacked the referee and the crowd went off. That's why I was saying, that's why I asked the question. Ha ha ha. Yeah, look, I think that was dope, that the way she attacked the ref. And I think that absolutely, to me, when you're, it's like the rule, right? You don't touch the refs. So when she touched the ref, that was her crossing the line to the dark side. That's kind of like the unforgivable thing, right? You're not supposed to touch the refs, especially if you're a face. This is one thing you'll never do. So this presents all kinds of possibilities, right? Like, this could mean a lot of things. Maybe they're even going to give Ronda a little bit of a break. You know, they'll be able to put her off TV for a bit, say she was fined and suspended for a few weeks or something, so she could have a break and spend some time with her kid, you know, things like that, you know. So this could present a lot of things. I think we will find out on Monday or Friday. You know, we'll find out. We'll know for sure then what's the story with all of that. Yeah, but it will be interesting to see, man. I hope, I'm praying, I'm really hoping that this is probably a chance for her to be heel a bit, because she's a badass, right? And I think that badass kind of persona, like she, the first thing that came to my mind was she was having a Brock Lesnar moment, right? Like, I felt this is what Brock Lesnar would do. Like, you know, Brock Lesnar would have just started destroying everybody. So she became that badass kind of anti-hero. Maybe she's going to be like an anti-hero, right? Where she's bad, but she's good bad. She's just not taking any crap anymore, you know. and still it's going to be one of those situations, even if they did turn her, there's still going to be people who are going to still cheer her on and whatever, because the same happened with Becky. Like, they've been attempting to, they had to make Becky face now. I think that was one of the big things to also take from this pay-per-view. Becky as a heel hasn't really worked the way they thought, right? Because she still enters the ring and everyone cheers her on and everyone's like, Becky, Becky, like everyone loves Becky. So she struggled to come across as like this super hated person, right? Because she's Becky Lynch. So she was bound to become a face sooner or later. Maybe that's the balance of power. Becky becomes face, Ronda becomes heel. But yeah, this will be very interesting to see how this all plays out for sure. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, though, that it's just Ronda now being as super badass as possible, and she's just gonna start just destroying people left, right, and center. Like, she's just gonna freaking just be boom, 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 just taking people out and stuff like that. So yeah, that's dope, man. Thanks for the questions. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for also tuning in and stuff like that. Clash at the Castle, that's what it was called. That's going to be good. Yeah, JMC said Clash of the Castle. Ooh, I can't wait for the Drew versus Roman match. Yeah, that is going to be dope, dude. And I like how they started building this up. They're really starting to really build this up a bit. They did on SmackDown last night. They really started to get you a little bit excited for that match. And I think it'll be a good match, man. Like, I think it's about time we start seeing Drew back in that upper echelon title picture scene. I think he deserves it. You know, he's another great freaking asset that, it's unfortunate for Drew because his moment to shine, happened when the lockdowns and all this stuff was going on, with the whole freaking world being because of COVID. And as you guys know, he became champion during a period of time where he couldn't really have that interaction with the audience and really be able to showcase, all of that in front of freaking a huge crowd. So the fact that they're going to his home turf over in the UK area, Europe, I know he's from, not from UK per se, but, that whole area over there in Europe, he's going to have his moment to really shine. And I think it's going to be great. I don't think he'll win. I don't think they're going to let him lose the title. Roman lose the title over there. I don't see that happening. But I do think it's going to be absolutely a stellar event. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. And it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think that's going to be the biggest thing is what will happen. That's going to be the big question. That's the thing. When I saw her go side to side with Bianca, I didn't trust her. I thought she was going to do like a Seth Rollins like he did with the Shield. That's what I thought that too. I was like, don't trust her. She's going to do something. Yeah, I thought that too. And when they actually did show her, absolutely being a more of a face now and being teaming up with Bianca, I thought, okay, that's good. That's good. We need that. Especially, you got to think, so, now that Bayley's come back, well, Bayley's got to be her heel persona because that was so over, right? Like, heel Bayley has been the super over Bayley, right? Like the happy Bayley with the wavy little freaking color things. Like, yeah, I guess she was over them too, though, kind of. Like, people did like happy Bayley. Yeah, come to think of it, people did like that Bayley. When she did go heel, it was kind of a surprise. But I think we've all come to kind of like evil Bayley better. So it will be interesting to see, how the balance plays out. I mean, so that means Dakota Kai is now a baddie as well, right? Is that so? Be freaking Dakota Kai. Do we really think of her as a bad person? I guess now we will have to. And Io Shirai, right? She's gonna be a bad, like, so this like a if they put them into a faction, which it looks like that's going to happen, you got this bad team. So they might get someone else to come and join. I thought that's what I thought was going to happen too. I thought when Ronda and Bianca was not Ronda. Why am I talking about Ronda now? I mean Bianca and freaking Bex was standing there. I thought someone else was going to appear and join them. So it's going to be a 3-on-3, and they were just going to sneak a little 3-on-3 quick tag team 3-on-3 match in impromptu for SummerSlam. And I thought, wow, that was different. That's cool. That's just random. So I thought something like that was going to happen. I couldn't think of who they would have got as oh, well, they could have, if they could have pulled it off and got someone like Sasha or see, that's how it would have played out, right? I bet WWE really wanted it to happen if they could have got Sasha to suddenly come back because Bianca, I mean, because Bayley's come back, right? So everyone knows Bayley and Sasha, they freaking got this thing. So if they could have had Sasha suddenly come back and appear and be that third person, holy crap. And so that would have been insane. But we'll have to see what happens with Sasha. There's a good chance Sasha also, the fact that Bayley's back now, I think that's going to help Sasha come back. The fact that you've got these two other new people also brought up to the main roster for the women's division, I think that's also going to help make it look more enticing. Because if you're a wrestler, one of the things that you get bored of after a while is just seeing the same thing over and over again, or wrestling the same thing over and over again, having the same stories over and over again. I think this is going to help just make it look that much more interesting and enticing. And it looks like, oh, good. Okay, they're going to actually start showing the tag team division a bit of love now. Great. Okay, maybe we will give it another shot then. So, so Elijah, what do you say? You may be right though. Yes, true. Yeah, I don't understand why people like bad people so much. I just don't get it. LOL. I've been a wrestling fan since 2014. I like the good guys. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, look, it's kind of one of those things like, you with the good, you have to have the bad. It has to be this balance of power, right? But I just like who I like in general. Personally, like, we all have our favorites, right? The people who we really just enjoy. And I don't care if they're good or bad. I just care about the character, right? Like there's certain characters I just really love. Like I'll support them whether they're good or bad. Like a good example, that's Edge, right? We don't care if Edge is bad or good. Everyone loves Edge. Edge is just dope. Like we love Edge. The same with The Fiend. You don't really know if The Fiend was good or bad. Like, and you didn't care. You just loved him. So there's certain people that we just love regardless, right? Like they could be a bit bad, but good, and we don't care, So Elijah goes, I was booing her when she returned. I just had a feeling that she was going to be bad again. People was cheering for her with the three girls. Yeah, I guess, they had an opportunity. She could have come back as a face and she would have got a huge pop. And she could have brought them both with her, and they all could have been faces too. Like the Dakota and Io could have been faces with Bayley as a face and come back against someone else, right? They couldn't do it against Bianca because Bianca is major face right now. So you would need someone else that they could have made that return to. But if you're going to have someone like Bayley come back, she needs to come back like something to do with the title picture, right? Because that's lacking at the moment. People want to see that level. You wouldn't bring her back just for some mid-card rival with someone you don't even really know, right? So I think that's kind of played out. The only option they had to play it, she had to be just kind of a heel again for a while. Elijah goes, I was hoping it could be a returning somebody, or maybe even Alexa Bliss. Yeah, Alexa Bliss is definitely a good option. I think Alexa would have fit into that nicely. I was hoping, speaking of Alexa again, so I was hoping that Alexa showed up somehow during the pay-per-view, and I was hoping that the Fiend would have remembered Alexa screwing him, and that's how the Fiend returned. So that was another missed opportunity. But that's what I was hoping. Jazzy goes, I hope Ronda doesn't go bad. I think you're too late. I think she's already gone bad. I think she's gone bad. She definitely, it was badass, dude, watching her just destroy, kind of get in that destroy mode, where she's just like beast mode on, activate. Elijah goes, I think that's true as well, too. A lot of people like the bad people. Some people like the good people, but you're right, though. I do agree. Haha. Yeah, I it's like that. It's one of those situations where Alexa's a good example, right? When she was evil Alexa and she was good Alexa, we all still loved her. Like, we didn't really just suddenly hate her, but she was even known to be kind of like the bad guy when she was evil, but we all still like really loved her more than whoever she was wrestling against, right? Because it was Alexa Bliss. Like, she can do no wrong. We love Alexa Bliss. Like, I think that's one of those situations. Like, I think look at, okay, so here's a good example. Damian Priest was a face. When he was a face and then he went heel, it was like, okay, good, I don't like him anymore, right? If you did like him as a face, if you were one of the people who liked him as a face and you like Damian Priest, you're like, Damian's awesome, yeah. Once he became freaking dark dude, you're like, oh, okay, I don't like Damian Priest anymore. Like, it's not the same level of impact that, some of those others have, you know what I mean? So, but guys, I hope you've enjoyed this post review of SummerSlam 2022. It was freaking awesome. I enjoyed it so freaking much. And yeah, guys, this is probably the best SummerSlam in a very freaking long time. Elijah said, like, that is true as well. That's like Undertaker being a bad guy, but people still like him. Yeah, exactly. Can't do any. There's certain people we will never hate, right? There's certain people that if they suddenly became a face, you'd still hate them. Like Corbin. Like, if Corbin was suddenly a face, you would probably just still hate him for just because you're used to hating him for so long. Probably mostly be the reason why. But I personally thought WWE had an opportunity if they had played the Happy Corbin thing for a bit longer, where he was kind of a nice, humbled, nice dude for a while. He would have got over as a face for a while because everyone was buying into the whole feel sorry for Corbin thing, and he could have went face for a while. But I think he's just one of those people where they do heel better. And WWE has those characters where they're just heels because that's what they do really good. They should only be a heel. Like, they should never be a face because that's what they do well. They are freaking just natural heels, right? And it's going to be interesting to see how Logan Paul plays out in this scenario too, because I was just saying earlier, he had a rocky moment. I don't even know if I finished talking about that, but he had a rocky moment, right, where the audience was behind him big time. By the time Logan finished, dude, the crowd, you could hear them like coming alive for Logan. And he had that rocky moment where the crowd was like, freaking hell, we don't like him. And then suddenly at the end, it felt like, hey, Logan, we freaking love this guy, right? So I felt like that was a Rocky moment that he had. It literally felt like something from Rocky when he was over fighting in Russia. And I think that is going to be interesting to see how this plays out moving forward, right? Like, will he continue to get some love? Like, we'll see tomorrow on Raw on Monday. So I'm used to pay-per-views being on a Sunday. So I'm feeling like, I mean, on a, wait, let's see, I get my days. Yeah, on a Sunday. So it'd be Monday Night Raw tomorrow normally. But yeah, it's not. We got to wait a day. So it's going to be interesting to see, though, is Logan going to now be pushed still as a face and get the crowd still going to be behind him? Or was it just because SummerSlam and freaking, SummerSlam, everyone's excited. Really, SummerSlam is the one time that probably everyone's just happy to be there. So everyone kind of gets over to a certain extent at SummerSlam. So Elijah goes, that is true because I always hear people are saying Happy Corbin is the next JBL. If you want to say, yeah, I think that's probably a good example. That's probably a really good example. It's crazy too because I think back, like JBL was when he was long-haired, black-haired JBL before he became the bad guy villain, tycoon, rich dude. Like, a lot of people liked the original JBL. Like, people liked good guy JBL, but bad guy JBL just became epic. He just became this villain, and that's just how he was forever. After that, he was just a villain, dude. Like, you couldn't unsee it afterwards. He was just a villain after that. So, but yeah, guys, make sure if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my Wrestle Fury channel. In the right-hand corner, I also have a channel called Wrestling Yo. Wrestling Yo, I think that's just going to be my podcast channel or for wrestling. I was going to call it just a Wrestling Yo podcast or something. Or I might put clips or something. I don't know. But if you want to subscribe to both, that'd be awesome. Wrestling Yo channel and the Wrestle Fury channel. But the Wrestle Fury channel is the main channel. I've got Wrestle Fury merch coming out. I've got Wrestle Fury magazine coming out, but the magazine is going to be a digital magazine, so you'll just be able to go to WrestleFury.co and just like read up on a lot of this stuff. A lot happening, guys. Like a lot going on in the background, a lot of live stream stuff, a lot of music stuff, and things that, like, I just want to get into this really good routine because I know you guys love the live streams, so I do definitely want to start pushing live streams again and getting that kind of situation really just like every other day would be fine. Like, and I'll probably start also. I did live stream some of the regular shows. Like I was live streaming WWE, like live reactions to Raw and SmackDown and stuff. And then I kind of stopped because, like, again, when I was doing that on the Wrestle Fury channel by itself, it was kind of like, it was a lonely place. But now, because I can stream on multiple channels at once, I'm thinking, well, if I can live stream on multiple channels at once and continue to plug my wrestling channel whilst doing so, maybe that's a way I can, get that channel built and still have an audience while I'm live streaming so it doesn't feel like such a lonely place. So anyways, thank you guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the support. This has been a lot of fun. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Oh, and if you come from the wrestling channel, make sure you subscribe to my Off Tap Live channel. That is like my main channel. And you will be able to see reactions and all kinds of stuff. I do a little bit of everything on there. I also have a car content channel if you're into cars and stuff. Garage but Driven. Check that channel out as well. Maybe I'll do a live stream with like my 5 main channels or something like that, and do it across all channels so that way I can introduce and plug everyone to said channels at the same time. I don't know. That could be fun. The sky's the limit, man, with this technology right now, man. It's really fun and cool. Elijah said, yeah, I see you with that one. I try to do the same thing. I just don't work. And I saw your reaction with MJF at one time. It's funny. Hey, thanks, Elijah. Yeah. MJF, hey, that was a fun reaction to do when he did that pipe bomb. That was actually one of my favorite freaking just reactions. See, I want to do more reaction videos like that, but the problem is if you use actual WWE or AEW footage, it's a bit scary, even if you're doing a reaction video under fair use and stuff. they could still decide to freaking be like, nah, we're not allowing that. We're striking you, you know? And I don't want to ever get a freaking copyright strike. Getting tons of copyright claims is one thing. Like, I get tons of those and I wear them because it just is what it is. There's nothing I can really do about it. But I do not want to start getting copyright strikes in the mix as well, because the strikes, you get 3, your channel is gone, bro. It's not just gone temporarily. Your channel is freaking gone. I don't want to risk that. I don't even want to have that on my record. I don't want to have a freaking strike on my record, period, where it's like, but you got one because you copyright. I don't want to even go there. So and it's crazy because I've seen some people get away with even live streaming reactions to music and stuff, and I'm like, how did you pull that off? Because the time when I did it, my live stream got banned. I got a temporary ban on my channel for live streaming the reaction. I couldn't live stream for a while because of that. So they don't allow you to live stream reactions, like music music reactions. Like, you can get away with content. Like, I did live stream a top 10 countdown type video, and that seemed to work out. But yeah, anything that isn't your actual material, I get nervous about. I get really nervous. So cool, Elijah, thanks, man. It was great having you here. I appreciate you joining the live, and thanks for becoming part of the family. Super dope, man. And thanks for the conversation, and that was a lot of fun. I appreciate your input. And thank all of you guys. Jazzy J, I see Jazzy J is still in here. I don't know who else is still in here at the end here. But Blue Boy might have left by now. So JMC, a lot of you guys who were in here earlier. So if you are still in here, thank you for tuning in as well. Everyone who's watching in the background, thank all of you guys. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm about to go get me something to eat. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out here, and yeah, it's time to put some food in the belly. So, but thank all you guys, and stay safe. I love all you guys, and as always, remember to one to the fullest. Keep it off tap. I'm out. Oh, I was gonna snap my fingers, and I have to snap and push the button at the same time in this instance because I'm not doing a pre-recorded video. So peace out, guys. Love you. Did it work? Didn't work. All right.